Greenhouse, and I own Greenhouse Agency. I'm here today to announce something very, very exciting. In-House with Greenhouse. In-House with Greenhouse will be a segmented series of interviews with private service professionals. Other butlers, housekeepers, nannies, chauffeurs, major domos, etc., who are true career pros in the industry. This is who our clientele, both employer and job seeker, will be able to benefit from these interviews. We hope sincerely that you tune in, that you enjoy our first segment, which will be with Roger Cushwa, the president of DEMA'S tri-state area. Hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
DEMA stands for the Domestic Estate Management Association. We're an international association of private service professionals. Those are the people who work in private homes. Does not matter whether you're an executive housekeeper, a chef, property and grounds, security, house manager, estate manager, EAPA, all of those people fall under the umbrella of private service. The association was started almost 10 years ago by Matthew Hack and Michael Wright. They were in Detroit, Michigan, were high-end carpet cleaners, upholstery cleaners, and had this epiphany of they're in the homes and they're working and they're seeing these private service professionals, and they wanted to get to know them and the industry better and how to serve them. So they started going out and taking some out to dinner, just trying to get to know more about the industry. And as that happened, they found out that there is no association for private service professionals. And as you know, it's a very insulating, isolating industry. We don't go out and talk about who we work for. We don't go out and relate what we do. And so there is no place for us to get together as a group of professionals and share best practices, vent.
That's a lot
to share, how do we handle these situations? What do we do? Who are the vendors that you use? Who are the suppliers? Who are the agencies? Who are the things that you use that make your life easy? So they had this idea, and so they started DEMA. And we had our first National Association meeting 6 years ago. It was in Los Angeles. I attended that one, and I've been to every one since.
A lot of people, including myself, when you hear of DEMA and you hear the estate manager's part of it, you automatically assume that that's just who it benefits and who it's for. But what you're saying is the normal housekeeper, the normal nanny, butler, chef, houseman, gardener, laundress, they all can benefit from being a part of DEMA. Any private service worker can benefit from this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things in the tri-state chapter that we're trying to do is come up with different topics and different ways to reach the different segments. To be honest, a housekeeper may not find HR interesting.
That's true, yeah.
But a house manager and estate manager, it's critical. And so we're trying to work and develop a program where we can have educational and informative meetings that will address the housekeepers, the family attendants, or the nannies. The house that I work in, we call them family attendants because the children are older. And nanny tends to be a very young child term. And so with one child being a teenager, nanny doesn't fit anymore. So we call them family attendants. But in trying to reach these different markets, chefs aren't interested in HR necessarily. And so it depends. Part of the challenge is every home is different. And every home's employee structure is different. And each person, I have seen positions where they're wanting the house manager to cook, to do laundry, to drive, and all of these things. And so in trying to find commonality and topics that will benefit those different segments is a challenge. But it's something that we're working on very hard in the tri-state chapter and at the national level.
And what's really great is that, let's just say you're a nanny who wants to eventually move over into PA. or a housekeeper that wants to be a house manager, or vice
Right.
versa. Or, you know, you're just a chef that wants to, you know, maybe go into housekeeping. You never know.
You never
So
know.
my thing is you could also go into those workshops and
Absolutely.
get that information for yourself.
Absolutely. And one of the other things that we're trying to do at the Tri-State chapter level is have mentors.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Have paths. Have people that you can talk to who will help you. I come in, I'm typically off on Mondays, so a lot of Mondays I'm in the city and I'm meeting with people who are interested in private service or who are interested in changing the direction of their private service, who, as you said, are interested in going from that executive housekeeper maybe to PA or from PA to house manager. How do they do that? What do they need to do?
Yes.
And so, you know, that's what we're trying to develop and work on. We have wonderful members, vendors and things like that. 2 years ago, the household that I manage, I actually brought in one of our members who has a conservancy. And he came in, spent the whole day going through the house with our housekeepers and our two family attendants, because they do help with the cleaning. And went through every room showing them how to clean everything in the room properly.
Right.
Well, what I was able to do is take that training, go to the insurance company and say, we had this training for the housekeepers and it got us a reduction on our homeowner's policy. Because now that, you know, the insurance company knows the staff have been trained how to properly clean the antiques,
Yes.
how to properly clean the art. And so that training and education can be a cost savings for
Yes.
the family.
Yeah. And I think and also stuff like that helps, because if you're not a housekeeper that's worked in a formal home, you can actually get this training and add it to your resume.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm a client and I see that you have it in there, DEMA, you know, is the one that helped you
Right.
learn this, then I'm thinking, okay, and maybe they'll give you a try and say, okay, I'll bring you on as a formal housekeeper. And we all know in this business, once you work in a formal home, you can go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go. There's
There you
something
go.
else for you. Now let me ask you this. If you had to use one word that described the benefits of being a DEMA member, what word would you choose?
Wow, that is a really good question. And probably the word that I come up with is network.
Network. Okay.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
write that down.
And I'll explain that if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We had a member who was with the Austin, Texas chapter. Never been to New York City. Got a job in New York City. Reached out to me and said, I'm coming to New York City and I know absolutely nothing about New York City. We got a group together, we went out to dinner, he attends the meetings, and instantly he has the whole network of what vendors to use, everything is at his fingertips.
Yeah.
There is no learning curve, there is no trial and error. And that network that DEMA offers you, and that's worldwide. We've got, 3,000 members in I don't know how many countries. We have a London chapter, a Monaco chapter. You have this worldwide network of associates.
Yeah.
And if you go to the convention, they become friends. And you see each other every year at convention, and that's when you're able to get, and that's what I love, is that network and being able to build that infrastructure that you can take anywhere in the world.
And almost all companies have it. Somewhere along the line, they meet at, business happy hours, for computer or technology professionals.
Yes.
And they have groups for people that are HR managers, associations. So they have all of these things, but what's great is now the domestic or private service worker now has their opportunity to network and to move in the business the way they probably never thought they could,
Absolutely.
or didn't have any idea of what they should be doing.
Right.
And so that's what's great about DEMA, is that I think that people misunderstand all the information that DEMA can give them and the type of people they can meet within DEMA.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the things that you learn, and I had a member who a couple of years ago wrote an article, had come to a meeting. It wasn't a topic that they were interested in. lo and behold, they learned something, they met some new people, and they were like, wow, you know, I never thought I would have gotten that benefit because the topic didn't interest me, and I really did not want to come. And this is what I encourage all of the members to do, whether the topic appeals to you or not. You never know when you're going to need to know that information.
That's true.
And you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
The interesting things about DEMA is that sharing.
Yes.
I've had I don't know how many vendors who will come as a guest, and I catch up with them either at the end of the meeting or at another meeting, and I say, so how did you enjoy the DEMA meeting?
Yes.
And they go, that was the weirdest thing. Everybody was nice, everybody was polite, and everybody just shared everything.
Yeah, share the information.
And I said, you know, the reason for that is we're in private service. We want the best for our employer, our principal. And that means if you have the best, you want to share that because you want all the rest of us to service our principal as well as you serve yours.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's all of us watching out for each other. And so I love it.
I know, I can tell. That's great that you have passion for what you do.
I love what I do, and I
Yes.
love the association.
Good. And now I was going to ask you to give us a success story, but you already gave one.
Oh, okay.
That was a good one that you gave me. So now you are a house manager?
I'm an estate
Manager. Okay. Now what's the difference between house manager and estate manager?
They're still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
It depends on what school you went to and whose definition you want to use. I attended Starkey International Institute. Mrs. Starkey says that an estate is any home over 18,000 square feet or multiple properties. I think there's another school out there, I think it's Charles McPherson, who I think he uses 12,000 square feet or multiple properties. Well, there's a big difference between 12,000 and 18,000.
Yeah.
You know, there's at least 2 homes in there.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we're trying to do as an association and an industry is come up with that professional language.
Okay.
You have to have a professional language in order to appear professional.
Yeah.
Look at accountants, look at doctors, look at lawyers. They have that professional language. And so that's one of the things that we're working on is trying to get a standard definition of terms. Because if you look at job sites, some they're calling them major domo, a houseman, a house manager, an estate manager, a butler. And what does all of that mean? And it's nuance, and it's, you know, sometimes it's really splitting hairs.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's what's so confusing in the industry. And so I have about 20,000 square feet under roof, and we have another property, and so I'm considered an estate manager. I have a staff of 13, and so...
Now, when you're looking to hire people, what is it that you look for when you're looking for an recruitment agency? Or do you just know people because you're in DEMA and so you use those people? Or do you look for certain things within a recruitment agency, that recruitment staffing office, that you're saying, okay, I'm going to use this recruitment agency?
Typically, I use the DEMA agencies, and I use them for this reason, that they are supporting the industry. They attend the meetings, so I get to build this relationship.
Right.
And in private service, it's all about the relationship.
Yes.
And so, you know, just as not every person is a right fit for a home, I don't know that every candidate is a right fit for an agency.
Right.
But, you know, in having the agencies attend the meetings, this also gives you, the agency, an opportunity to see this professional in a relaxed environment.
Yes. And
when I come into Greenhouse for an appointment, I'm on stage.
Yes.
You're expecting me to act a certain way, you're expecting me to behave in a certain manner. When we're at a social event, like a DEMA meeting, you see me in a completely different atmosphere. And oftentimes, we as private service professionals, especially at the house manager and the estate manager, the EA more than the PA, but we're asked to maybe go and attend an event and represent our principal.
Right.
Well, if I don't know how to stop having a mixed drink or a glass of wine at 2, and I have 4 and I get all giddy and loud or whatnot, that is going to reflect badly on my principal. Whereas I could come in here and you would think, oh wow,
He's
that's the
perfect.
total
Yeah,
package.
that's the total package,
And
yes.
yet when you see me in a social setting, I don't know how to act. And that's priceless information.
Yeah, that is.
Because I think that not only benefits you, and it helps strengthen that relationship
Right.
between you and the principal,
Right.
but it also allows you to help guide that private service professional.
Right.
And say, I saw you at the last DEMA meeting. You had one too many. You should have stopped.
Yeah.
This is going to reflect badly. This is not good for
Right.
you. You need to take care of this
Right.
and work with this.
And then also, then the candidates can see if that agency is someone they want to work with.
Exactly.
If there's someone that pays attention to them and talks to them and and is involved. I think being involved is a huge decision for a candidate to make. If the agency is involved with understanding what's going on in their world and not just here to meet you and send you off and ship you off, but to also care about you as a private service professional and care about the private service industry.
Absolutely.
We have to have more of that, more of vendors really caring about those people as well as agencies really caring about those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we as private service professionals understand the relationship with the agency.
Right.
The agency represents the principal.
Yes, exactly.
But that relationship that you make between the candidate and the principal reflects on you.
Yes.
And we as private service professionals, we want those perfect placements. We want those really great fits. And it's frustrating when an agency doesn't represent you, or they send you to something that I wasn't in. I wanted East Coast. Why are you sending me to California?
Yeah.
Or I want a formal home, and why am I in a beach house in Malibu?
And that's
or something?
the agency is really that liaison. I mean, and we have to have that relationship with the candidate that is really down to earth. And I do pride myself working for Greenhouse Agency that we're really humble agency. We're not really stuffy or you look at me, I have on jeans and a blazer. we're very down to earth. So a lot of times candidates feel comfortable about saying, I don't want to go there. And we're like, okay, cool, bye-bye, talk to you later. So it's it's good when you're able to have an open relationship with your candidate about that, and a candidate should feel comfortable about saying, I want to go there or I don't. But I think when you meet in a social setting also, that's just, that helps. Because it's like an icebreaker before they come into the office. So I'm Justine with Greenhouse Agency, and this was Roger Cushwa with DEMA. Go to their website, domesticmanagers.com, right?
Yes.
Domesticmanagers.com. Join DEMA, and we will both see you at the next event.
Forward to it.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.